Well, hello everyone. This is Ron, and I'm back with you for another episode of Empire Coins and Collectibles. Episode number 18. How about that? We're moving along. We actually have more videos out there than just 18 once you see this, because we have separate showcase videos and we have videos that are entitled alerts. But in any case, we're moving on and creating content, hopefully that is of interest to you, that is entertaining and informative. This particular episode, number 18, is entitled Non-Retained Struck-Through Die Errors. And why that? Well, I found one, or at least that's my best description of what I found. But before we get to that, if you could, please remember to like, share, and subscribe, with the emphasis on sharing and subscribing. We do have a subscribers milestone free giveaway. I guess free and giveaway is redundant, but a giveaway. And there's a video out there detailing how you can become eligible for that. Once we reach 50 subscribers, we're going to give away a slabbed coin. It would be a 2-pound 2010 double die averse coin. That's AU53. It's a really nice coin, and it's worth probably between, I don't know, $150, $220, $230. But in any case, tell others about our channel and help us reach more people. And as we grow, it will allow us to create and share more content. All right, enough of that. So let's go into the backstory. As you may have remembered from previous episodes, I bought 2 rolls of 2009 formative year Lincoln cents, and I also acquired a box of Lincoln pennies. And I don't know how many coin rolls are in that box. I don't recall, maybe 50 rolls. So last night I opened a roll of coins, and for some reason, it must be karma smiling on me for trying to do the right thing. The first coin I picked up was an error coin. And of course, much to my delight, it reminded me of the struck through the heart die crack that we found on a previous episode through Lincoln's chest. And if you haven't seen that, please look at whatever Miss Empire's putting up. She'll tell you which video episode it was, but it's a significant find. And this put me in mind of that, because whether it's a die crack or something else, it hits you right upside the head. So let's go ahead and talk a bit about what a struck through, non-retained struck through die error might be. So if there is any type of debris that falls onto the planchet before the die comes down to actually make the coin, then when that is struck with the immense force and power that is in that minting press, that debris could be embedded within the die itself. And this is the reverse die. There's 2 dies, of course. There's the averse and the reverse. And it could be embedded in that reverse die and imprint itself within the die. And then it falls free once it's released. Now, what happens is there's an indention in the reverse die. And upon the next minting of another coin hitting that planchet to make that penny, that indention then allows metal from that planchet to flow up into it, creating a ridge or something similar to a die crack. But it's not a die crack. It was a deformation of the die itself when it hit that debris that had fallen on the planchet. So we have this now mirror image, if you will, embedded in that reverse die. And upon striking the next planchet as it comes through, the metal in that planchet flows up into that hollow place, and it becomes a ridge type formation on the new penny. Okay, so now that you've got that, all of that was to prepare you for looking at this coin. And we're only going to do 1 coin this episode. So we're going to go ahead and change camera views. We're going to go to the coin microscope. And hopefully you're able to see this. And to show you that we're live, here's my toothpick right there. Now, notice this is a 1989 D. So that means that this is a Lincoln cent made with a copper plating over zinc content. And there's always a problem with zinc rot. And zinc rot will cause things to rise up as it outgasses and combines with other elements and creates pock marks on the coin and so forth. I don't think what you're about to see is zinc rot. It's not on the obverse. This is the obverse, Liberty, right? We have In God We Trust and Lincoln. There's nothing really of note on this side. I really think it is a non-retained debris struck by the reverse die, and then it was released, and the reverse die has now got some deformations in it that shows up on the subsequent minting process of the reverse on these cents. Can you see it? I bet you can. The arrow is pointing to it. Look at that ridge right there, and look at that ridge right there. Now, I do admit this coin is not in pristine condition. It is well circulated. It could be that it is very good, or maybe a low end fine to extra fine. And again, I'm not a very good grader. I'm learning lots about grading coins as I get these coins slabbed. But what really makes this an interesting find is not the grade of the coin, but the error. And if you see these ridges, the only way that these ridges could occur is if there was damage to the die. That means something was pressed into the die itself, the working die. It was pressed into the working die of the reverse and then released. And once it was released, you have this hollow indention that once it begins to mint the second planchet into a coin, this metal here flows up and into the working die that has that hollow area, that shallow area that was created by the embedded non-retained debris. And it creates these ridges here. Isn't that wonderful? So it's not the stake to the heart, but it's created two areas that are ridges on the coin. Let me take it down just a bit. We're going to get out of focus and I'll bring it back into focus. And you can see it a little better here. And clearly, this is sticking up as high or a bit higher, maybe, than the steps to the Lincoln Memorial. The other reason why I think that there was probably some debris that fell on the coin that might have damaged the working die is, notice there's no steps here. All of that has been obliterated up until we get up here. Over here, not so much, and over here, not so much. So whatever fell on the die fell in pieces, or fell onto the planchet, fell in pieces. And then when that was the previous planchet, and when the die struck it, it created the indentions on the working die here and took out the features of the step. At least that's my suspicion. What do you guys think? Is there a better explanation? One could say, well, since it's copper plated zinc, we could have zinc rot. And as the zinc combines with other metals, it will be outgassing and creating these uprisings in the planchet itself. I don't believe it's that. I really don't. I think that this was a result of a non-retained debris that had been embedded in the die. And when the die released from the previous planchet, it fell out and away. And then upon the next planchet, when it minted the cent, the metal flowed up into that area that had been created by the embedding of that debris. What do you guys think? You have a better story than I do? Maybe, because I'm still learning. I'm learning a lot about the minting process, and I'm learning a lot about grading of coins as I submit my coins to ANAX and on occasion NGC. All right. I think that's it. We've gone on long enough. I'm going to shut up and let you look at this. And as we do that, Miss Empire will play some music, and hopefully it'll be soothing and relaxing, and you can take this in. And while we get ready for that, I'm going to lower this a bit more and let you see the actual error there. All right, guys, take care. Be careful out there. All the best and good hunting.